Pay on ET now with me, Vinny Motiwala, along with me, Snehi Shah as well. Snehi, a very good morning to you as well. And handover seems to be at least the positive side coming in from the US markets, right? So, hoping some green today on the street. What is the overall
we can hope for the best, Vinny.
What is the overall setup looking like? Hopefully, nothing in terms of a subdued move, at least for the markets.
Definitely. A very good morning to you, Vinny. And let me quickly take you through what the global markets looked like last night, and let me give you a handover of that. Now let's look at the US markets, and the S&P 500 futures traded near flat on Tuesday night as investors looked ahead to the Federal Reserve's policy decision and subsequent press conference slated for Wednesday afternoon. Now S&P 500 futures inched down marginally, while futures tied to the Dow Jones Industrial Average lost 97 points, or about 0.3% there. And aside from the Fed's policy announcement, investors are also preparing for Chair Jerome Powell's remarks to the media, where he may give insight into the state of the economy and the central bank's path forward. Markets are expecting a 95% chance that the central bank will keep rates at the current target of 5% to 5.25%, according to CME Group's Fed Watch tool. This would be a reprieve from rate hikes following a streak of 10 straight increases that we've seen so far. Now, May's Producer Price Index, an indicator of the path of inflation, is due by tonight India time. Let me also quickly take you through what the European markets did, and while I refresh my screen on that, Vinny, why don't you take us through what crude did and what commodities looked like overnight?
So let's look at what has happened in terms of the crude prices. Is that what we saw overnight? 3% increase in crude prices. Now, the previous session we had seen a fall coming in. Now, this increase actually came in. Why? Was because China actually cut their rates. Now, because of that, what happened? We saw a cut coming in terms of the increase coming in terms of the crude prices after China actually cut its rate for the main central bank of China cut its rate. Now, what happened other than that was that when it opened this morning, we saw that oil prices actually saw a dip, and mainly the reason was because there was an unexpected increase in terms of the US crude stocks. The inventory over there has seen a sharp increase coming in, means there's more supply, but the demand could be lower, or there are some situations, and let's not forget the China economy recovering. That factor is still not come into play as well. So that is a factor that we're keeping an eye out on, which is signaling that weak demand to the markets is already worried about the recession coming in, disappointing Chinese economics data. These are the factors that are impacting the crude prices, and that was seen in the inventory, which saw an increase coming in as well. So as of now, when you look at the Brent crude oil prices this morning and where they're standing at, Brent crude oil is around the $74 per barrel mark, and WTI crude oil is just slightly below the $70 per barrel mark as well. And I just want to mark in terms of gold prices also what is happening over there. Gold is trading around the $1,958 per ounce mark. As of now, a very subdued move coming in this morning, because most of the commodities also do watch out for what the Federal Reserve is going to be doing in terms of the rate decision coming in over there. And obviously the dip as US yield has ticked higher and moved higher, that is something that is keeping the gold prices subdued in trade as well, Snehi. So that's how it's looking like in terms of actually the major commodities coming in this morning when you look at crude or the gold prices as well. So Federal Reserve, that meat is surely everyone, all eyes on that. Markets keep an eye out on that.
Generally, let